Welcome back to consecutive day 890 of the diary of a Runpreneur. Please remember that this is part of a fundraiser to save the lives of children by attempting the ultimate ultramarathon. So please do give it a subscribe and a share, as the more people we get in front of, the more money we raise. All the information is in the link in the comments below. Thank you for your support as always. Let's get started. So, consecutive day 890 of a diary of a Runpreneur, and it's a windy, cold, dark evening. It's only about 5:45 in the evening, but as the nights are drawing in, it's been dark since 4:30. So a lot more nighttime running, and today I want to talk about running in the dark ultimately. And I'm not a massive fan of running in the dark at all, and I'm certainly not a fan of running down dark country farmland roads like I am doing today. But I've run this road, I can't remember, I wouldn't want to guess how many times I've run this road now. This is kind of my staple route, and it's a little bit more open, and I generally find when it's a little bit more open, I feel a little bit more comfortable. It's still pretty freaky, I'm not going to lie, because any time you're running in the dark and you're isolated, it's a bit like a scene from a horror movie, isn't it? So there's no nice way of putting it. It is fairly hairy. So I'm out running. I would always much rather run under street lights, and but again, I've picked this route today because the wind is going sideways and it's an out and back route, so I can go out, and also in the super dark like this, I can generally, if a car or another pedestrian or so is coming, I can see the lights, which can often help me, where sometimes if I've got music on, etc., it's quite difficult to do. So I'm pretty sure as I run back, I'll be making some phone calls, because it's not pleasant, and I am genuinely a little bit scared at the moment. But by and by, the vlog is a bit of a welcome distraction, as will be a couple of phone calls that I make shortly. So I think the first thing I would state on today's run is, if you are running dark, isolated country lanes, I would always say only do that if you know the route intimately, so you've done it multiple times. I could almost tell you where every pothole and crevice and crack on this road are, because I've run it so many times. But so the first point I'd say is only do it if you know the route intimately. If at all possible, don't do it, because there's no point putting yourself at risk. I mean, there was an incident not long ago where a lady was attacked running. Certainly if you're a female, not that I'm sexist in any way, shape or form, but I would never suggest that a female runs at night unless they're under some kind of street lights or kind of populated area where there's less risk, because you just don't know who's out there. One thing I always have as a kind of safety net, I suppose, when I do these runs, is my vlogging camera that I'm using now. It's quite heavy. It's deceptively heavy, and it doubles up as like a baton or a bat of some kind. So if I ever needed to, I would have no problem in using it as in some form of self-defense, should it ever get to that stage, or hopefully it never does. But and the next thing I'd say is wear appropriate clothing. So anything reflective. It is relatively mild this evening. However, I am using my kind of outdoor waterproof reflective jacket, so that I can be seen from a long way away with any form of light. It would shine on me. I would shine up fairly brightly, so that would make sure people can see me. Make sure you're warm. If anything goes wrong, obviously you need to make sure that you are warm, especially in the dark, as temperatures plummet, especially if it's a light drizzle like there's been today, and a strong breeze. So That's really, really important. But by and by, just take precautions. If you're coming out, let someone know the route. Apps like Strava, you can do live beacons so people can track you where you're running, especially useful if you're running in the dark. And if obviously you don't come home when you say you're going to be home, they can generally track where you are. You can do it via WhatsApp or other kind of mechanisms where you can share your location, live location, so that if anything happens, again, there's ways and means that people can find you. So yeah, but ultimately, first thing I'd say is don't do this if you don't need to. To be honest with you, I'm kind of regretting doing it now, because like I say, it is it's not pleasant. I can feel myself waffling and stretching out this vlog episode than perhaps it would normally be, because of the comfort of talking. It makes me feel a little bit more comfortable on this run. But yeah, that would first thing I'd say is don't do it. But like I say, be prepared. So we'll draw it to a close now, and just to summarise, the moral of today's story is if you don't have to run in the dark, don't do it. But if you do, make sure you're prepared. Share your location with some live tracking technology. Make sure you're dressed appropriately, reflective clothing, so that people can see you and you've got appropriate lighting. And if at all possible, avoid doing it. And that would be my suggestion. So anyway, that's it from me today. As always, please do give us a subscribe and a share, as it is part of a fundraiser to save the lives of children by attempting the ultimate ultramarathon. All the information is in the link in the comments below. But the more people we get in front of, the more money we raise. Thank you for your support as always. Stay positive, stay happy, and I'll see you again tomorrow.